Understanding is the first step to acceptance, and only with acceptance can there be recovery. This quote by J.K. Rowling perfectly captures the essence of diving deep into the complexities of the male psyche. Every woman, at some point, has found herself pondering the mystery that is a man. Beyond the stereotypes and societal expectations lies a nuanced world of emotions, fears, and desires that often go unspoken. It's not about unraveling a grand enigma, but about embracing a deeper, more authentic connection. So, let's peel back the layers and explore 10 brutally honest yet refreshing insights every woman should know about a man. These aren't your run-of-the-mill clichés, but rather profound truths that can bridge gaps, foster empathy, and transform relationships. Buckle up. This isn't just a guide, it's an eye-opening journey into the heart and mind of the modern man. At number 1, communication differences. Men and women often communicate differently, and these differences can sometimes make it seem like they're from different planets. For men, talking about feelings can be like trying to navigate a minefield blindfolded. They might express themselves more through actions than words, which can sometimes come off as disinterest or aloofness. When he's had a rough day, he might not want to dive into a detailed analysis of his emotions. Instead, he might prefer to watch TV or play video games to unwind. It's not that he doesn't care or isn't affected, it's just his way of processing things. It's like he's speaking a different dialect of the same language. So when he seems distant or quiet, it doesn't necessarily mean something's wrong or he's not invested. Sometimes he's just processing in his own way. Maybe he's the kind of guy who shows he cares by fixing your car or making you coffee in the morning. Recognize these nonverbal cues as his way of communicating. Number 2, need for space. Media. Close-up of a woman applying subtle but captivating fragrance as she prepares to make an entrance. These revised media queries reflect the focus on women's elegance in appearance and provide visuals that align with the specified command. Media. 10. Men often need their space, and it's not because they're plotting world domination or trying to escape. They just need time to decompress and recharge. It's like they've got this internal battery that runs out faster than you'd expect, and alone time is their way of plugging in and recharging. When he retreats to his man cave or gets lost in a hobby, it's not a sign that he's bored with you or hiding something. He's just taking a breather. Think of it as him needing to reset his brain. It's like when your phone starts acting weird and you have to turn it off and on again. Men need that too, but with a bit more solitude and maybe some tinkering in the garage or zoning out with a video game. You might be tempted to take it personally or worry that something's wrong, but really it's just his way of keeping sane. A little humor can help here. Next time he's retreating to his man cave, joke about it. Going to the bat cave again, huh? Don't forget your cape. This shows you understand his need for space without feeling neglected. By giving him the room he needs to recharge, you're actually helping him be a better partner when he's back. It's not about pushing you away. It's about recharging so he can come back ready to be engaged and present. So let him have his cave time, and you'll both be happier for it. At number 3, fear of intimacy. Some men have a fear of intimacy that's more intense than facing a swarm of bees with a toothpick. It's not that they don't want to get close. It's more like they're terrified of getting too close and then having their heart drop-kicked into oblivion. This fear can stem from past relationships gone sour or just a general anxiety about letting someone in. When he hesitates to open up about his feelings or shies away from deep conversations, it's not because he's emotionally vacant. He might be guarding his heart like it's the last piece of pizza at a party. It's like he's built this invisible wall that keeps him safe but also keeps him from fully connecting. Unstoppable. Before we continue, if you're someone who loves engaging content and wants to be part of a supportive community, why not join the Unstoppable She community? We share empowering stories, insightful discussions, and valuable resources to inspire and uplift. Don't forget to like, share, and spread the word to others who would benefit from being part of our community too. Number 4, desire for appreciation. Men, just like anyone else, crave appreciation and recognition. It's like watering a plant. You do it and suddenly they're brightening up the whole room. Whether he's acing a work project, fixing the leaky faucet, again, or just being his charming self, a little acknowledgement can go a long way. Sometimes he might not fish for compliments directly, but that doesn't mean he doesn't appreciate hearing them. It's like he's waiting for a pat on the back, but doesn't want to ask for fear of looking needy. So, when he finally cleans out the garage without being asked, throw in a, "You're my hero," for good measure. Humor can make these moments even sweeter. When he's showing off his latest culinary masterpiece, even if it's just scrambled eggs, playfully exclaim, "Move over, Gordon Ramsay." It shows you see his efforts and appreciate his unique talents. By genuinely acknowledging his contributions, big or small, you're showing him that his efforts don't go unnoticed. This boosts his confidence and strengthens your bond. It's not about flattery. It's about recognizing his value and making him feel like the superhero he secretly believes he is. So, keep those compliments coming and watch him beam brighter than the sun. Number 5. Social pressures. Men face intense social pressures to fit into the mold of the ideal man, and these expectations can be stifling. They're supposed to be strong, successful, stoic, and never show weakness. It's like being cast in a play where the script never changes and the role requires them to always be the hero, never the human. This constant pressure can impact their self-esteem and behavior in ways that aren't immediately obvious. When he insists on carrying all the grocery bags in one trip or refuses to ask for directions, it's not just stubbornness. It's a deep-seated need to live up to those societal standards. He's trying to prove to himself and the world that he's got it all under control, even when he might be feeling the opposite. Number 6. Emotional vulnerability. Men often grow up with the notion that showing emotions is a sign of weakness. Society drills into them the idea that they must be stoic, the proverbial rock in a sea of chaos. But let's be real. Inside every tough guy is a human being with a spectrum of feelings, just like anyone else. Think about it. He might be holding back tears during a sappy movie or silently stressing about a bad day at work. It's not that he doesn't feel. It's that he's been trained to keep those feelings under wraps. This emotional suppression can create a pressure cooker situation where the smallest thing might trigger an outburst or complete shutdown. So, giving a man the space to express his emotions without judgment is crucial. It's like diffusing a bomb. If you cut the right wire by being understanding and supportive, you can prevent an explosion. Crack a joke about his favorite sports team losing and he might just laugh it off. But let him know it's okay to be bummed out about it too. Showing empathy and creating a safe environment can make a world of difference. It's not about prying or forcing a heart-to-heart. It's about letting him know it's okay to let his guard down and be human. Number 7. Identity beyond stereotypes. Men often get boxed into narrow roles, like the trusty handyman or the stoic breadwinner. But here's the kicker. There's so much more than these clichés. Think about it. Your guy might be a secret poetry enthusiast or have a knack for gourmet cooking that would make Gordon Ramsay nod in approval. These stereotypes can be like wearing a suit that's 2 sizes too small. They just don't fit comfortably. The reality is, men have diverse interests and personalities that go far beyond the traditional labels. Maybe he loves gardening, or he's really into knitting. He could be the dude who knows all the words to Taylor Swift songs or who spends hours perfecting his homemade hot sauce recipe. Appreciating these unique aspects can open up a whole new dimension in your relationship. It's like discovering that your favorite pizza place also makes killer sushi. So instead of just seeing him as the guy who fixes the leaky faucet or brings home the bacon, take the time to understand and appreciate his passions and quirks. Who knows? You might find out he's been hiding a talent for interpretive dance or a passion for medieval history. Celebrate these things and you'll see a side of him that's refreshingly real and endlessly fascinating. Number 8. Sexual insecurity. Despite the image that men are always confident and ready in the bedroom, many carry around a fair bit of sexual insecurity. It's like they're walking around with a secret fear that they're one wrong move away from a bedroom disaster movie. They worry about everything from performance to how they compare to past partners, and even the dreaded, "Does this angle make me look weird?" Men want to please their partners, but the pressure to always be amazing in bed can be daunting. It's like trying to perform a flawless dance routine while constantly second-guessing your steps. A little humor and open communication can go a long way. Crack a joke to lighten the mood, or reassure him that you're in it together, not judging him like a harsh dance competition judge. Number 9. Nonverbal cues. Men often communicate love and commitment through actions rather than words. This means instead of serenading you with flowery declarations, he might show he cares by fixing that annoying leak in the sink or making sure your car is in top shape. It's like his love language involves more doing than talking, and it can sometimes be easy to miss if you're not tuned into it. When he quietly takes out the trash without being asked or remembers to grab your favorite snack from the store, that's his way of saying, "I love you." These gestures might seem small, but they're his version of grand romantic gestures. Think of it as a practical kind of romance. Sure, he might not write you poetry, but he'll make sure your phone is charged and you've got a blanket when you're cold. Humor can help highlight these moments. Next time he's wrestling with the IKEA furniture for hours, quip, "Nothing says love like deciphering Swedish assembly instructions." It shows you notice and appreciate his efforts, even if they're not traditionally romantic. Number 10. Fear of failure. Men often carry around a fear of failure like a heavy backpack. This fear isn't just about the big stuff like careers or relationships, it can be about the little things too. They worry about messing up a DIY project, cooking a decent meal, or even just picking the right restaurant for date night. It's like they think one wrong move will cause the whole house of cards to collapse. This fear can drive them to work ridiculous hours or take on more than they can handle, all in the name of proving they've got it together. They might come across as overly competitive or annoyingly perfectionist, but underneath they're often just trying to avoid that dreaded sense of failure. It's like being in a never-ending game of Jenga, where each block they pull out could potentially bring everything crashing down. Throwing in a little humor and support can help take the edge off. When he's stressing over something that seems trivial to you, crack a joke or remind him that nobody's perfect. Acknowledge his efforts and let him know it's okay to mess up sometimes. It's like telling him, "Hey, it's just a game of Jenga, not the end of the world if a block falls." By lightening the mood and being supportive, you can help him see that failure isn't a catastrophe, but just another step in the journey. Thank you for watching and catch you in the next video. Take care and bye for now.